RC every day. So we're going to do this little project I mentioned a couple videos ago. My 4Runner body needs a little fixing up. Got a little beat up on the commute to USTE. And I'm going to do a little project with the back window. So one of my side windows popped out, and that was just from transport. A mirror popped off on the trail. Might be able to fix that, I don't know. We'll see how hard it is to get in there and if it snapped any more of it off. Steering wheel came off, rattled loose, and yeah. That's about it for the maintenance, but the main project is going to be the back window. So you know these kits, this body comes with a flip-up window, and I have lost that. I took it off because it kept popping open on the trail, and it just doesn't look right because these had the roll-down window, and that's what we're going to attempt to recreate today. I've got a Dremel. We're going to take the tailgate off. I'm going to cut a slit in this, and we're going to make the window look like it's rolled down and crooked and won't roll up. So it'll be attached to the rear tailgate just like the real one. And I don't know if anybody, I'm sure some of y'all have ridden in these or had these in the past. That is the number one noise you get from these 4Runners, is that back window rattling around in the tailgate. I don't know if I can recreate that because I don't have A, the right kind of glass, and B, I don't really know how to go about attaching it to where it'll rattle and not fall out. Only Toyota knows that secret. So we're just going to do some fixing up. I'm going to take the top off completely and reinstall that glass. I've got a little bit of an issue. I think the rack is mounted a little too tight and it's pulling the top away from the roof. So we're just going to clean up some of this stuff, knock out the little stuff first, and then we'll tackle this big project. Alright guys, well that escalated as usual. I had no intention on weathering the body. I realized that the mirror was missing, and I was going to just throw a little rust in there. And yeah, it actually made the scratches and stuff pop out, so I was like, alright, let's try that. Instead of smearing the AK rust streaks on the vehicle and then wiping them, I used a very tiny bit over this. And this was a glossy paint originally. It's been driven for at least 2 years. And I'm pretty excited about how that came out. Looks fantastic. It needed something. You could see a little bit of the gray body coming through. Some of the scratches were pretty deep. And, you know, like stuff I did on the top where I drilled some holes for a roof rack, and then I filled them and primered it. Kind of looked like it was just a hack job. And then I put a different rack on there. So a little bit of patina went a long way. Got some nice scratches on here. It's not overly done. I dig it. I'm pretty excited with how this came out. Also got my interior back together. Got all my scale stuff put back loosely where I wanted. Some of the stuff in the back, the cooler was held in the rear with magnets underneath, and it did slide around a little bit, and it never stayed put. So I went ahead and bungeed it to the seat. That other little box in here is just held on with rare earth magnets. Not a big deal. Got my stuff back on the roof rack. But I'm pretty excited about this. That back window, you can barely see it, but it makes sense. I even put the little flip me over sticker on there, so if it was rolled up, you'd be able to see it above the tire. But I dig that. I think it's pretty cool. I've been wanting to do that for a while, and I've just kind of been hesitant because I don't really have a good place to plug stuff in and use Dremel and all that. It didn't go quite how I'd planned. Originally, let me open this thing up. So my original idea was I was going to take this inner plate off. That is a separate piece on the kit. And I was just going to hot glue it from the inside. That way I could set the angle and stuff better. And I had some hiccups in that. This inner handle comes down pretty far, almost touching the back side. So I had to cut the window to go around that. And I don't know what glue I used when I put this together, but that piece, it is held in so good at the ends that it is not coming off, and I didn't want to break anything. This little strip right here at the top was a separate piece that was, it was part of the back half. So when I cut a slit in that all the way across, this got very delicate. So I didn't want to push it too hard. Didn't want to risk breaking my tailgate too much. But that piece of plastic it's a little hazy, but it actually works pretty good. And that was a lid to weed eater string. The only thing I could find laying around in the storage building out here. And yeah, it actually worked pretty good. I wish I had my belt sander set up where I could use it. The edge is still got a few little burrs on it. I can't get all the little fine plastic fuzz off, but it's good enough. Trying to be perfection, we'll never get there, so just roll with what we got. But I'm digging this. I went back with my chrome pin and got all of the door lock cylinders, even the one on the gas cap, which for some reason I forgot when I built this truck. So just did a little detail and then weathered over everything lightly, even the screws here on the taillights, even though these taillights are painted pretty poorly. Luckily the bumper hides most of that. But just little things. I was pretty excited about that technique. I let this thing get beat up on the trail for a couple of years, and man, that stuff just popped out nice. But I'm gonna wrap this one up, guys. I think this truck is pretty much done for now. The only thing I really need is a driver. Still hadn't found any drivers I'm in love with yet, so we're just gonna leave it at this. It's perfectly equipped, I think. It's gonna be a nice solid truck, and we'll get it out to beat the creek and see what it does. But appreciate you guys watching. Keep it scale, and I will see y'all next time.